So there is a robot that resembles Tony Stark himself. During the war with Thanos, Tony Stark is in the Auto One using his levitating and conveyor machine. So Tony Stark that we see in the iron suit is not real Tony, but a robot. Auto One is a glass dome building that has levitating and conveyor machine. Well, it has many wires too to connect his real body to the robot. The futuristic design can make it translucent and can make it appear. Before the war, Tony Stark put the wires on his body, and he is connected with the robot of him. All Brandy can say to him is stay alive. We all know in the Avengers, the end game. Tony snaps his finger and he dies to save the universe. At the same time in Auto One, he is falling from the levitating machine unconscious, and Brandy tries to call his name, but he doesn't respond, so she put oxygen mask on him. Tony's condition is bad, the blood dripping from his mouth. He opens his eyes but can't move and can't talk. Brandy is panicked, and she decided to go to the city to get something for Tony Stark. People gathering in the city and hug each other, feeling blessed that the war is over. Brandy sees Big Statue has fallen down to the ground, and her office doesn't look like an office anymore. It looks destroyed. She is running towards a pharmacy and breaks the door so she can get in and take what she needs for helping Tony Stark. When she arrives at the Auto One, Tony Stark is crawling, wanting to put the wires back, but Brandy quickly stopping him and telling him that the war is over. It is over. It is finished. You did it. Brandy then taking Tony inside the house for a proper place to rest. The next day, Tony Stark is waking up. He is sitting on the edge of the bed. The sun is shining, the birds are clapping, and Brandon still sleeping on the couch holding a baseball bat. Sometime later, Brandy opening a bottle of water for Tony Stark, but Tony Stark receiving it with the left hand. Brandy then realizes that Tony can't move his right arm. The stones were so powerful that takes Tony's arm for that. Several weeks later, we see Brandy do grocery shopping. They sell Tony's gold for everyday living costs. Brandy is so concerned about Tony's hand, and they both decided to go to the hospital to meet the doctor, hoping that the doctor can help him to get his arm back. The doctor wants Tony to have MRI for further diagnosis. But both Brandy and Tony leave the hospital because the MRI will detect the iron in his heart. And this can't happen because this is going to be a big news for the world, and Tony is not ready to go back to his family and friends with paralyzed hand. On the way back home, Tony sees a man selling cactus on the small pots. He is intrigued to buy it because he is lonely at home and hope the cactus will become his friend. Mertal, at night, Tony is busy with his computer. And in the morning, Brandy is shocked because there is a truck delivering soils, trays, pots, and seeds. Tony is trying to kill his loneliness by planting plants that may entertain him. Several months later, the garden behind the house and around the Auto One is filled with plants. Pumpkins, chilies, potatoes, lettuces, and some flowers too. It looks fascinating. Tony is doing a great job growing his plants even with one hand. And luckily, Brandy is getting back to work at the same office. Seeing that Tony's plant is good in quality, Brandy comes up with the idea to sell the veggies at the Sunday market. So they go to Sunday market and sell the veggies. Some people buy it and seem happy, but then there is a buyer that is very choosy and complaining about the chili looks. Tony is arguing with the buyer, and they almost have a fight, but Brandy separates them. When they get home, they each sits on a sofa and Brandy says, "Sorry, maybe it was a bad idea of her." Tony gets so mad with himself and he is destroying all his plants. He feels powerless. If he still had his power, he could have punched the guy at the Sunday market, but his hand is paralyzed and he can't do anything to protect himself and his identity. He is lonely. He is in pain. He lost his hand, and this is very sad. After destroying all his plants, he is going inside the Auto One. He is trying to lift a dumbbell with his right hand but fail. Try again. Fail again. He is feeling frustrated and slamming the dumbbell down to the floor. But the dumbbell is hitting a secret button that makes him trapped in a concrete cage that he actually made for emergency. Hearing a noise from the Auto One, Brandy quickly runs inside and she finds a big concrete cage inside of the Auto One. She is trying to call Tony's name and Tony answers from the audio system. and it is confirmed that Tony is trapped inside the cage. Brandy is trying to touch the button under Tony's instruction, but it doesn't make it move. She is trying to break the concrete wall, but it is too thick. She is tired and decided to sleep on the floor by the cage so Tony doesn't feel alone. I am here, not going anywhere,